Name's Hank Carter. 52 years old. Been living on this dusty Texas ranch for most of my life. Ever since my wife passed away 6 years ago, it's just been me, the cattle, and the wide open sky. Some folks say silence is peaceful, but after a while, it just gets loud. This land has been in my family for 3 generations, and though the barn's leaning and the paint's peeling, it's still home. But with my knees giving out and the workload doubling every season, I finally swallowed my pride and posted an ad, Farmhand wanted. Room and board included. No experience necessary. 3 days later, late afternoon, sun blazing and wind quiet, a figure appeared on the long dirt road leading to the ranch. At first, Hank thought it was a kid, maybe lost. But as she came closer, he noticed 2 things that hit him harder than a cattle stampede. She was barefoot, and she couldn't have been more than 20. Hair messy, jeans torn, a backpack hanging off one shoulder like it was holding the world inside it. "Name's Eliza," she said. "I saw your ad." "You got no shoes," Hank replied, more stunned than anything. She gave a weak smile. "I left in a hurry." Hank didn't ask questions. Not then. She looked hungry. So he cooked. Gave her the extra room in the back, his wife's old sewing room that still smelled like lavender and dust. The next morning, he expected her to be gone. But by sunup, Eliza was already in the chicken coop, sleeves rolled up, collecting eggs like she was born to it. Over the next weeks, Eliza worked hard, really hard. Mending fences, feeding livestock, even fixing the old tractor carburetor with nothing but YouTube and stubbornness. She was bright, determined, and oddly cheerful, even though she still had no shoes. One evening, over cornbread and beans, Hank asked, "Where'd you come from?" She stared at her plate. "Doesn't matter much. I'm just grateful I'm here." About a month later, a storm rolled in. The kind that makes the roof creak and the dogs howl. Eliza was in the barn, trying to pull a tarp over some bales when a beam snapped. Hank found her underneath it, ankle twisted, mud-soaked and crying, not from pain, but fear. While tending to her foot by the fireplace, she finally spoke. "I ran away," she whispered. "From a place where people took more than they ever gave. I had to go. I didn't know where else to go, so I walked." Hank said nothing. He just placed a pair of old boots beside her, the same ones his wife used to wear when she worked the garden. "They might be a size too big," he said. "But they've got miles left in them." Seasons changed. The ranch began to breathe again. With Eliza's help, they repaired the barn, planted a vegetable patch, and even adopted a stray colt she named Lucky. People in town began to notice. Hank, who used to grunt more than he spoke, was now showing up at the Sunday market with fresh eggs, flowers from Eliza's patch, and even a smile or 2. One day, a man in a sharp suit came looking for Eliza. Said he was family. That she had unfinished obligations. Hank sent him off the property with nothing but dust on his shoes and a warning glare. "Blood ain't always family," Hank muttered. One crisp autumn evening, Hank found a note on the table. His heart sank. But it wasn't a goodbye. It was a thank you. "I came here barefoot and broken. You didn't just give me shelter, you gave me back my name, my strength, my hope. I'm not running anymore. I'm staying. If that's still okay with you." He walked outside, where Eliza was feeding Lucky, and said, "You still fixin' to stay forever?" She looked up with a grin. "Only if you keep cooking cornbread on Sundays." Years passed. Hank was no longer the lonely rancher, and Eliza was no longer the girl with no shoes. Together, they turned the broken ranch into a haven, for animals, for neighbors, and for anyone who needed a second chance. Because sometimes, family isn't what you're born into. It's what you build. One kind act, one open door, one borrowed pair of boots at a time. Kindness doesn't ask where you came from, It asks, what do you need right now? And sometimes, just sometimes, that's all it takes to change a life.